Welcome to another live broadcast on the Geekanoids channel. In today's video I have actually got a really cool product, especially if you are into perhaps your video editing or you actually move around a lot and you rely on an extra screen when you're at your base. Like I'm in my editing room at the moment, I've got this large screen. I also sometimes use a dual screen setup, and on occasion I actually travel and like to still edit videos. When you're in that situation, having a second screen can be really useful. Having a second screen that can also act as a touch screen under certain conditions is even better. And the product I've got here from Magedok is the 116A. This is a touchscreen monitor. So inside the box, let me show you the box first of all. This is the box that it comes supplied in. Look at that. So this has got some of the specifications down the side, and it's an IPS display, full HD, 11.6 inches in size. There is also a 13.3 inch version of this as well. And inside the box, as well as the screen itself, which I'm going to show you in a short while, you also get all of the cables you need. Little power adapter. This is powered via micro USB, so you get a micro USB to USB cable as well. You also get another cable that you connect into your computer to actually give the touch capability, and you also get a micro HDMI to full-size HDMI cable to send the image to the monitor. Now this particular monitor at the moment is actually connected to my Mac Pro, which is over here, and it's running as an independent display at the moment just for the purposes of this video. But as I say, you can run it as a secondary display, and if you're using it on the likes of Windows, then you can actually add touch capability to this. I think it also does it under Linux as well. But inside the box you do get this little guide which gets you up and running. It tells you about the panel type. It goes up to 300 nits brightness, 800:1 contrast ratio, good viewing angles as well, and that's thanks to it being an IPS panel. And also on the back, if you just look at this, these are the control buttons that are on the back of the monitor, and I'll show you these in action in a short while. But these allow you to control the menu system because it's got an on-screen display, and also to adjust brightness, contrast, etc. Also inside the box, let me just lift this up very carefully because I don't want to move the wires too much. You do get this little stand. This stand is adjustable to various angles, and this allows you to obviously stand the monitor next to your laptop if you're using it with your laptop, or if you're using it on a desktop you can get a nice angle, and you can use this, as I say, as a touch screen as well. So let's just pop that stand down. I'll give you a closer look at the monitor. So this is actually on my Mac Pro at the moment. I've had to adjust the brightness right down just so that you could see some of the detail on there. And actually, if I just grab my trackpad and let's just quick Chrome, let's quick Chrome on there, there you get to see the desktop with that picture on as well. So it works extremely well. Let me just start Chrome up again so that you can see some text on there. So really pin sharp text. Let me just adjust the brightness down just so that you can see it a little bit better. So you've got these clicky buttons. You can probably hear them clicking away. So just adjust that brightness down so it's a bit more visible for you. So you get this on-screen display as you're pushing the buttons, and then you can obviously adjust brightness, contrast, etc. There's also the menu system, which is this top button here, and this allows you to adjust lots and lots of things like contrast, brightness, also sharpness as well, and you can adjust the colour using that on-screen display. Let's put that up there again for you, and then you can sort of cycle round the various sections on the on-screen display. So this allows you to make some real fine adjustments to the picture clarity on the monitor itself. Now the thickness of this is round about, I would say, 10mm, something like that, maybe 11mm. On the side here you've got the input for the cable, which is USB-C, which allows the touch capability. We've got micro USB, which is supplying power to the monitor, and then we've also got just here we've got the micro HDMI cable. No, so not mini HDMI, it's micro HDMI. and on this side here it's completely blank, so it's pretty blank all the way round. There's a little tiny sort of notch in the bezel at the bottom here, and then there's a Magedok sticker which you could probably remove across this top edge. Now this is also available in a 13.3 inch version. I have left a link down in the video description both to where you can pick this up for yourself, and also if you're outside of the United States you can buy directly from the Magedok shop, and that particular link will take you to both versions, both this 11.6 inch version and also the 13.3 inch version. Now as I mentioned before, the resolution's full HD, so if I give you a close-up look at that again, it's quite fine text. Now you can probably run a non-native resolution to it, but it's not going to be as clear. It is quite small when it comes to menus on this, but if you're using this as a secondary display, it's more than likely you're going to have sort of control panels for a particular application that you're using, and that's really good because you can then free up workspace on your main screen. So I've got this attached to my Mac Pro at the moment, but previously when I was testing it last week I had it connected to my 13.3 inch MacBook Pro, and it was really good. Even though it's slightly smaller, the ideal pairing for my 13.3 inch MacBook Pro would be the 13.3 inch version of this, but alas, this is a little bit smaller. The bezels, yeah, they are a little bit big. I would have liked to have seen it sort of maybe half the size on the bezels, but it gives you somewhere to hold on to if you're holding this as a touchscreen, and it doesn't look too bad. It's a nice sort of uniform design. It runs nice and cool as well. The actual back of the monitor here, there are speakers, so you can adjust the volume and have audio coming out of this as well, but the back is like a soft touch rubber effect, which I really do quite like. It's nice and tactile, very, very nice indeed. A very nicely built monitor actually. It feels very robust. You know, there's no creaking, all of the seams sort of line up properly, a nice little bit of chamfer into the edges. It's just a very nice looking screen, and the actual image quality on this IPS display is very, very good indeed. So this is the Magedok T116A, so it's well worth checking out. As I mentioned, there are links to it down in the video description area. Before I give you my final opinion on the Magedok screen, we're jumping to the comment section here, or into the live chat. The live chat is there for if you want to ask questions. If you want to use super chat, then it will highlight your question as well, or your comment. A big hello to NMTW6, also to Jesse James and Scott Burgess. Scott Burgess says, "Hi Dave, haven't seen you in a while, but enjoying another live broadcast." Thank you for tuning in, Scott. There's already been 2 live broadcasts today already, and you might have noticed I'm using a little bit of a different setup. I had an issue with the Mac Pro, which normally runs on this screen, so running this broadcast at the moment is the iMac behind me here. I updated to Mac OS High Sierra, and the software that I use for the broadcasts does not work with High Sierra. Excuse my voice. So I've had to run cables all the way around the editing room into the iMac. I'm sharing the screen over here with the iMac, and I'm running a different microphone, so it might sound a little bit different with regards to audio, but still very good quality, I think. This is the Blue Yeti microphone that's running the audio on this particular broadcast, and there are plenty more broadcasts to come. The 2 that I did earlier today were in fact the best picks of the Black Friday deals that I found so far in the UK and in the United States. Now, Black Friday is next Friday. That's when all the real big deals happen, on the 24th, and I'll be doing another couple of live broadcasts then as well. But for now I've done these early picks because a lot of retailers do Black Friday deals in the week leading up to the actual day, and that has indeed happened, and I shared 2 broadcasts this morning, so please do check that out. Anyway, Jesse James says sounds great. So the audio quality from the Blue Yeti, big shout out to Blue Microphones for creating amazing quality audio equipment. The Blue Yeti is doing the broadcast fine. And also the iMac is running it fine as well. The broadcast I did this morning, so I've been up really early today, were actually run from the MacBook Pro, and they were very, very stuttering. There was probably some YouTube gremlins in there as well, but alas, it's all running fine now with more processing power. So back to the Magedok screen. I think this is a really good option if you want a secondary portable display. The highlights for me are that it runs from micro USB power, so very, very easy to power. This is my own longer cable I'm using here, but you do get a power cable inside the box. I also like the fact that this is an IPS display, so it's got really good viewing angles and really good accurate colours as well. And the fact that this is a full HD display. I think that's really very, very good indeed. The quality overall, the build quality, has impressed me. And what will impress you, well, it's impressed me as well, to be honest, but what will impress you is if you click on that link down in the video description to the Magedok website, the price of this is absolutely amazing. I'm just going to go over to the website myself on the screen in front of me here. So we've got 16.7 million colour true colour display on this. We've got it can use ultra thin draw digital graphics for using it as a tablet or touchpad. The actual screen resolution is 1920 by 1080 and it weighs just 1.6 kilograms. How cool is that? And I'm going to tell you the price. Let's tell you the price. You ready for this? $119. $119 at the time of doing this particular video or broadcast. This is $119, and the larger one, the larger 13.3 inch version, is $159, and that uses the same technology, same connections, and should thus deliver the same sort of quality display. Jesse James says, does the screen come with any accessories? Yeah, it comes with the HDMI cable, the power cable, the touch cable, which is USB-C. It also comes with this little stand that I showed you earlier, so this little stand for it as well. The screen itself, which does have like a screen protector on during shipping to protect it, comes in a nice robust box as well, so that it's going to reach you in good condition. And I just think it's a really good screen. The stand is a little bit cheap, but it stands the monitor up fine. It does its job. Something else I also like is the fact that you can adjust the screen colours and the brightness, sharpness, etc. So you've got full control over how the display on this will look. So it's really good bargain buy as well. Wow, how do they do it for that price? It really does amaze me. And the fact that if you're using this on Windows, that you can utilise touch on here as well, would be an even better solution for if you want. You could probably, don't quote me on this, but if it does activate touch when you're using it on Windows, and I've been unable to test this on the Mac, but you might even be able to find a stylus that works on it as well. So if you're using this for perhaps drawing, you might be able to draw direct on the screen. But for my use case scenario, I would use it so that if I was doing video editing or Photoshop, I could get all of my control panels off onto the secondary display and then use my main display on my computer for the actual video editing or the actual artwork that I'm working on. So it just frees up a lot of workspace. It's a really good option if you need that extra screen real estate and you've got something like a laptop and you're traveling, or indeed you don't want a big expansive display like this. Not everyone's got room for big displays, so this is a really good solution. So anyway, that is it for this live broadcast. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, after this video goes live, please do visit the video again and hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe as well. We're just closing out this week. This week has flown by. I don't know where time has gone, but next week I've got some really cool live broadcasts planned, including midweek of next week. I am planning on doing an Ask Me Anything Q&A session. So your chance to ask me anything at all. Could be technology based, could be to do about starting up YouTube, could be anything random at all. It's an Ask Me Anything midweek next week. We've got one last question that's come in, which I'm going to answer, and it's from Scott Burgess. Would you say it's a good, cheaper replacement for the iPad Pro, or can you not really compare the two? No, you can't compare the two because the iPad Pro would work independently with apps. So you've got the iPad Pro screen, you're interacting with it, it's got the processor in it, the memory, etc. This is just a secondary display. So if you took away the computer, this wouldn't work. You need an actual video input going into it. To compare the two display qualities, so if you're just talking about display quality, then this is almost up to the quality of the iPad Pro display. better viewing angles in fact than the iPad Pro, but I think the colour accuracy maybe on the iPad Pro is a tiny bit better, but I'm not 100% sure. It's all really down to the individual to judge what they like with regards to image quality, but certainly you can't really compare it because this is an external display and the iPad Pro is a tablet that works by itself. So anyway, thanks for the questions. Thank you very much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Don't forget to tune in next week for those amazing live broadcasts, including that Ask Me Anything Q&A. Have a fantastic Friday. Get a look at those deals. It's the Black Friday deals starting today, all the way in the run up to next week. Have an amazing weekend as well, and I'll see you all in another one very soon.